The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest.
Montpellier, Milan AC.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. There's the whistle. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
Well, Peter, I think you're going to have to go a very long way to find a better all-round midfielder than Fede Valverde. He's got the engine to do all the covering, but he's a lot more than that. He's got the strength, the tackling ability, good composure on the ball and balance in his game. So you'd really struggle to find any weakness.
I'm thinking this takes a shot! That was superb goalkeeping!
Mbappe really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Montpellier with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Great vision. Mbappe! He has found the way through. And he's heaved it away. That's a cute ball. Marcos Alonso. And this is Messi. Benatia wins the duel this time. Messi was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Van der Ven gets a foot in here. Kimmich looking to pass their way up the pitch. And it's Messi. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of no... Great chance! No, just not quite.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Ødegaard. Shifted upfield. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Ødegaard. Hazard. Oh, it's Batistuta. Hazard. Still goalless at the moment. Valverde. That has ended up in no man's land. Mbappe, excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Alexander-Arnold. More and more pressure on the ball here. That's Marcos Alonso. Camavinga. And it's Messi. And it's Dembele. Kimmich is always looking to break lines. Couldn't squeeze it through. Can he get it through?
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Marcos Alonso. So, what can they make of this? Now it's Shevchenko. And he's intervened well there. Nice looking ball. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Ødegaard is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Thuram gets it away. Hazard. Jude. Oh, that's well spotted. Camavinga. For Valverde. Now it's Mbappe. Diouf. And he is... Goal! Montpellier! And there is your opener. The movement so precise. The finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the first moment of real significance.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Well, we've seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. Ødegaard, played out to the left flank. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. And the shot! Well taken goal. And the lead lost no time at all.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
So they have it all to do again.
Well,
and he shoots! Well, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Ødegaard is clearly kicking himself here. He knew that was a great opportunity.
Marcos Alonso. Messi. Now it's Valverde. Ødegaard.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Decent chance! Kimmich. And it's Kimmich. Messi. It's Kimmich. Alexander-Arnold. And the pass is intercepted. And that's a look and plays it forward. And he cuts out the supply. And that signals the end of the first period. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. Well, Jim, they've both had their moments.
Well, it's been an exciting half, Peter, with each side having chances and good spells of possession. I'm hoping that both will keep this open approach.
So, all square at half-time, each side matching the other blow for blow at the break.
Mesdames et messieurs, je vous invite à participer par vos dons au programme caritatif des Stades pour tous. D'avance, merci. Changement pour Montpellier. Le numéro 27.
There's the whistle then to start the second half.
Le numéro 6.
It's Batistuta. Good read, needed to be. Alexander-Arnold. Now that looks a decent ball. Mbappe! Ooh, a delicate chip through. He's cut it out. Montpellier do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, we're certainly going to see a change in personnel. We'll see if the system changes with it.
And he's managed to get free. Raya gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Kimmich. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Ambitious ball here. Good ball over the top. Shevchenko. That's put paid to the danger. Has to go back here.
Shevchenko really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Chance, surely! Oh, special! That is a special goal! He's got himself an absolute peach. Into the lead once more. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing. Montpellier have their lead.
Montpellier are clearly enjoying a very good spell. The flow of momentum is bang in their favour. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Alexander-Arnold picks it up out wide. Well, the
Le
defence
nombre
just
de
about
spectateurs
came out
pour
on
ce
top,
match,
but they were certainly
52
tested.
820.
And it's Azar. Now it's Mbappe.
Might want to be careful
And
there.
looks a good ball through. Juve takes... And it's in! But oh, it's offside.
The decision came a little late because the referee initially didn't see the assistance flag, but it's the right call.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. Threads one in. That looks a cracking ball. Lovely ball and a real chance now. And he's there to get it away. And he's quick to snatch it back. Aimed beyond the defence. Dembele gets into a good position. And this is Shevchenko. Shot could be on. That is a crunching tackle. He's gone down, but the referee just tells him to get back up again.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application.
Oh, he's been caught on it here. Kimmich receives it in a wide position. Alexander-Arnold. Kamavinga. Can he finish? Sensational from Kamavinga! That is a gem! An absolute gem! They've done it again! It is incredible!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
He gave it plenty and some. Thrashed it in.
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
Changement pour Montpellier. Le numéro 8. Le numéro 2.
Montpellier
Ferdinand.
can make their change now with a break in
Le
play.
numéro 21.
So again, we have
Le
parity.
numéro 10.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big
Le
game.
numéro 4. Messi.
Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Kimmich. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Kamavinga spots it and intercepts. Oh, perfectly measured that.
Milan clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
And Messi! Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And no surprise, that's a booking.
Disappointing, very disappointing. He knew what he was doing, as deliberate and cynical as it comes.
Stojkovic ready to try one. Dembele running with the ball. And it's been played through. This is Dembele. That's a foul, no two ways about it. Yellow or red? It is red. Well, he stayed down and is in very obvious discomfort here. So seemingly that was deemed a denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity.
Well, he had a decision to make, Peter, and it's worked out badly.
Attention, changement.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Stojkovic, well-timed, excellent interception. Played back to the goalkeeper. Grimaldo knocks it into space. Now it's Valverde. And a chance! Loose ball now, and there's a chase onto it. Oh, he's been caught napping! Alexander-Arnold. Oh, good-looking ball. And it's Kimmich, distributed tidily. He's having a shot! It's loose now, and they want to get it back.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Brandt. Alexander-Arnold, 2 assists to his credit already. Dembele shapes to shoot! He lifts the roof! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? Unstoppable. Just how do they contain him?
Yeah, he won the jostle, and it was a very good finish, and I think he'll go away feeling pretty good about that one.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last few minutes.
Well, these last few moments are going to be pretty frantic, I would think, as the opposition try tooth and nail to get back into this. We're never done till it's completely done.
And here's Dembele. Valverde. There's the shot! And with that, the end. Montpellier did lead. Indeed, they controlled, but they managed to throw it all away. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion.
Sporting Portugal.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So things are underway.
I think when it comes to pace and finishing of the highest order, there's someone down there who always stands out.
Yeah, no prizes for guessing.
It's Sheva, Andrei Shevchenko, poacher, predator and punisher.
Trossard receives it in a wide position. Nicely shaped ball. Well read, nice interception. Now it's Trossard, succumbs to the pressure. Nice looking ball. Oh, delightful ball. Alisson breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. It's a searching pass.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover. And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Martin calmly anticipates. Nothing much to report on so far. Each side waiting to make their first move. Silvestre, and here's Azar. Azar with the delivery. Oh, that's a fine interception. Thuram. Now that looks a decent ball. Knocks it into space.
That's positional goals, the utilisation of space.
He is through here. Benatia did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Ah, good steal, he just read it. And it's Ødegaard. Short changes him with that pass.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
He's got away. Trossard!
He almost caught everyone out there the way he just eked out the room to get the shot in.
Silvestre. Yoro does well not to be outdone there. And he welcomes it in. And he is... And the shot! Goal! Sporting! Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
Sporting have broken through. It's 1-0.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a...
And a chance! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Julie. Ambitious ball here. Oh, strongly challenged there. Oh, such a clever touch. Cherki. De Jong. Played out to the left flank. Trossard is in a really good position out wide. Stojkovic. Rodri. Tries to play it through. And he's quick to return it. Ødegaard!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. And we're underway. Well, for all blue-clad fans in West London, the 2004-05 season was a truly seismic one. The revolution had come to fruition.
A special time that marked a change in the landscape of not just London, Peter, but English football as a whole.
And it was largely down to one special talisman, Frank Lampard. He brought the title home with a couple of goals on the road right at the end of April.
A 50-year wait finally brought to an end, and it couldn't have been any more appropriate that he got the final.
Can he finish? Now, that's another chance. He doesn't look too happy with that.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target.
But he's forced to go back, and the pass is intercepted. Spread to the right. Ribery is wide and looking to get onto this. Silvestre. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Pepe, and it's Pepe. Now O'Reilly. Ball is over the line. And here's Azar. Aimed beyond the defence. It's a promising position, and he's got his cross in. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it. But it has been just one side doing all of the early probing.
Well, they've made all the inroads, and their confidence is taking on a growth spurt.
Hazard. Neatly clipped into space. Corner given.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Well, it's gone out again, and so we'll have a repeat corner. This is their second corner of the game. Odegaard! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world.
Odegaard certainly knows that he's missed a real chance there, but he can't dwell on that. He needs to pick himself up and move on.
And it's McAllister. Rodri. Passing is crisp and sharp. He's in plenty of space here. Ferdinand tries to clear. No change to the score. 0-0 it remains. Well, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Oh, good-looking ball. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. That pass isn't the best. Oh, good take in a good area.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Julie absolutely focused then on the defensive side of his game.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Now it's Azar. He's got away. Crosses it in. That should be the goalkeeper's, and it is.
They've certainly set out to cause a problem or two down that left flank. Look, it's the width that's providing this momentum, and they look set to further exploit. Gives the defence a decision to make, whether to go zonal or man-to-man now.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Oh, that's clever.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
That pass has been well intercepted. And Compromising challenge. I have to say, that was an exemplary tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Shot a goal! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Ferdinand. Rodri. Ødegaard. Knocks it into space. He's had a shot! The crowd reaction tells you just how close that was.
Oh, he overcooked that one, aiming for perfection, and he got it slightly wrong.
Benatia cuts it out.
Montpellier have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
And smartly reclaimed. Turns back here, probably the best option. O'Reilly. Pepe. Rodri. And it's Lampard. Benatia is very much of the non-shell pass school of defending. Pass somewhat off target. Rodri. Played out to the left flank. And it's Lampard. Oh, super find. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Tries to get it clear.
Habrá 2 minutos de descuento.
And he's there to retrieve it. And there's green grass ahead of him. McAllister. Lampard. Tries to play it through. Quality ball. And that brings the first half to a close. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. How would you review the first half?
Montpellier really seemed to lose their way a bit, it has to be said, Peter, having started the game quite strongly. I think the boss is going to have to find a way to reignite the fire now.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. And here is the first touch of the second half.
Montpellier have been the team that have had the lion's share of possession and chances. OK, they haven't got much to show for it, but I think it's a case of keep going and eventually you'll get your break. That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Ferdinand. Azar. Stojkovic. Juve receives it in a good position here. And it's Stojkovic. Ribéry. And it's made its way to him. Madrid are very well equipped down the flanks. It is a tried and tested formula.
Oh, Peter, that can cause...
Juve! And Neuer! He'll try from distance! It's off target and by quite a way.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal
So we
8,
have movement on both
Ribéry,
benches.
será sustituido por el dorsal 19. Messi se va a llevar a cabo
Looking
un
for
cambio
options
de
for
jugadores.
movement. Alexander-Arnold.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now it's McAllister. It's Lampard! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. And that is well cleared. It's just beyond his reach. Messi. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final
Shot! And no mistake! And this is Hazard. Great ball. And the finish! Goal! They've done it! Finally, they've broken through. There was no getting to that. No getting to it at all. Expertly done.
Just way, way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
So the first moment of real significance.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
Oh, great leap!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
And here's Hazard. And it's O'Reilly. And he's managed to get free. Driven in. And it's claimed by the keeper. Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? Good running, strong and purposeful. And he welcomes it in. Oh, he's... Chance! And that's a sharp finish. That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
Se va a producir un cambio de jugadores. El dorsal 13.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides.
22.
It's starting to look very interesting, this.
Such a big goal, Peter. Just when the opposition thought they could turn the screw, they're back to square one again. The manager will be absolutely delighted with such a response.
Alexander-Arnold showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Rodri. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Van Dijk is offering some sort of an apology there.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
That has been cut short. McAllister. He's got plenty of space out wide here. And the keeper gets his hands on it.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. And this is Messi. And there's green grass ahead of him. And the shot! Goal! Montpellier! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Pressure? What pressure? He feels none of it.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Montpellier with the lead.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
That's a little off target. Can he get it through? Rafinha. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Rodri. And they're back on the ball again. Threads one in. Oh, brilliant save under real pressure.
Montpellier can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Good read, needed to be. Long ball upfield. And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
4 minutos de descuento.
Now, can they get him away? Matheus Cunha. Messi. He's going for goal! So, third corner of the game. Oh, good climb! That has been knocked clear. Plays the ball back. Neuer. That's the end. Montpellier have been forced to do it the hard way, but they have pulled themselves through unwaveringly to win. A great performance by any measure. Juve picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. What a turnaround. Victory from the jaws of defeat. Enjoy that, Jim. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. And that gets things running.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you could expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements, overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks, coming inside, creating overloads down the middle on either flank. You get those right, and this can be a very effective system.
A tried and tested formula.
And believe it or not, Peter, we even did that back in my day.
Alaba did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. This is Batistuta. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Where it came from. That is a crunching tackle. Messi finds himself offside. This is Messi, and he shoots! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Kimmich gathers from the goal kick. And it's Kimmich. Thuram reaching 3 figures in terms of his appearances for the club.
Well, that milestone might be on the back of his mind, Peter, although I'm pretty sure he'll just go about his business as usual. It's just one of the many achievements he'll go on to reach from here.
There's the shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Batistuta has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
And he's there to clear it. Alaba tries to clear. Paris Saint-Germain are looking to go forward now. And this is Messi. Oh, that's a very decent ball now. He's gone direct here. Pau Kubasi spots it and intercepts. Akanji. Rice. Delicate ball, and it needs to be. Big chance! Loose ball. In he goes again. Oh, that's horribly mistimed, and it's given. Penalty. Montpellier present their opponents with the best possible chance here. So the most significant moment of the game. He scores for sure! Not a twitch, not a blink.
Yeah, the keeper was trying to make him think that he was going to dive one way here. Could have just held a little longer.
Paris Saint-Germain are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
And it's Musiala. Musiala! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Musiala really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Haaland getting this one clear. Stojkovic, and this is Hazard, and now they can spring out of defence. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. What's going wide left? Quality ball. Pass just lacking in accuracy. Approaching the half-hour mark. Paris Saint-Germain have reclaimed it. Can he get on the end of this? Lovely pass, but can he get there? Good running, strong and purposeful. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That's a little off target. That's a sharp pass. Hazard. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And it's Guardiola. Threads one in. That has ended up in no man's land. Mussis had a shot!
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Musiala.
Montpellier certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
Stojkovic. And it's Musiala. Musiala. He's having a pop! There was plenty of power on that. Silvestre. Kimmich. Nicely weighted ball. Real chance! Oh, the ball's run loose here.
Oh, once he made the save, it didn't take the keeper long to start barking at his defence.
That's Batistuta.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Rice aims beyond the defence. And that has put paid to that. Musiala. Hazard. Shoots! Oh, that wasn't the worst effort in the world. And the referee has signalled for half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. That just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. So we're underway for the second half.
Montpellier really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Oh, there's a probing ball. And it's Musiala. Now it's Haaland. Looking for the run. Benatia. No, again there's no way through. Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Paris Saint-Germain clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
They've played it short. Alaba crosses it in. And now a sudden chance to counter. Tries to pass it through. He's looking wide. He is through here. Well read, and the danger is averted. And it's been hooked away. Ferdinand is pretty much the definition of the word uncompromising. Now it's Hazard. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. No, that's been intercepted. Still chasing the game, trailing by one. Want to throw in.
Changement en cours.
Bellingham. Oh, this looks sharp. And he's picked out the run. Oh, well played, well sorted out.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just...
Takes a shot! So, Jim, what are you thinking?
We've not seen much from this team as a whole, Peter. OK, that's largely due to the way their opponents have approached it, but they can up their game considerably, and I mean considerably.
And it's Kimmich. Spread it left. Oh, perfectly measured. And Torres! Denied by an instinctive save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Paris Saint-Germain have the chance to go the other way. He's found a way through. Haaland ploughing through the middle. Chance! And that's a tidy finish. 2 up now, and they are cruising. That was easy, almost too easy.
Mbappe really can't believe his luck. He was allowed so much room when he should have been boxed in.
Le numéro 11.
2 goals on the day, and he may not yet be done. Paris Saint-Germain are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change the approach. Keep at it with the same intensity, and soon enough, they'll get another break.
Pass is just off target. Rodri, spread out to the left. Now it's Mbappe. Fernando Torres. Ferdinand calmly anticipates. Knocks it into space. And that pass just didn't quite work. Silvestre. Kimmich is always scanning the pitch for targets. Played into space. Kimmich. Rice. That's a nicely shaped ball. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Not the most accurate pass. Bellingham making good progress. Mbappe is onto this. Hoisted in.
Yeah, I think if that can be repeated, there's a good chance of a goal.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro
Paris
5,
Saint-Germain are making
le
a
numéro
change
8,
now.
Le numéro 2, le numéro 22, Messi, le numéro 10. À leur place, le
Well
numéro
timed,
4,
excellent
le
interception.
numéro 3, le numéro 13, le numéro 9, le numéro 21, Van Nistelrooy.
Oh, he's been caught on it here. And this is Van Nistelrooy.
Temps additionnel,
Rodri.
3 minutes.
And the number on the board is 3. Passing is crisp and sharp. Fernando Torres. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Van Dijk. Couldn't squeeze it through. Great chance! It's a goal! And there is his 30th goal. And that is that. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just the odd goal. The end of the game, Reflections?
Well, Peter, this was probably more slugfest than a game of football, but I actually found it very enjoyable. A game that was constantly on the edge as both sides went full